On the June 22nd, the year 1994, FIFA World Cup, Andres Escobar scored an own goal. 10 days later, when he went to his country in Colombia, he was shot dead. It is believed that this was linked to that own goal. It's even suggested or said that the 6 bullets that killed him, after each one of them, the assailant would shoot one and say, "Goal!" Meaning, therefore, that Escobar died because he'd scored an own goal. Own goals are painful experiences in football. Today, I want to talk about a political own goal. What got me thinking is a memo circulating recently in the media from what was said to be the Security Sector Authority, whatever it is. And in this memo, players in the industry, those who provide these guards, askari, private guards, the ones who search you when you enter places, the ones who guard homes and premises and properties, they were being asked to nominate some of their workers, the guards, for a state house visit. Around the same time, 5,000 Quakers, the French church members, the headquarters is where I come from, so I know them very well. And in fact, on the screen at State House, I could identify quite a number of faces, had been to State House. I got thinking about the president scoring in his own goal. It also took me back a week before the Olkalao elections. 1 week before the elections in Olkalao, I said I was calling that election in favor of DCP. Never mind that reports reaching me earlier had indicated there was a possibility of UDA winning. Yes? So much as people are bragging and chest thumping and the bravado that's going around that they were able to eclipse Ruto, it is not exactly what DCP and Gachagua is thinking. There was that serious possibility that UDA was going to win in Olkalao. Yet, a week before the election, I was able to call that election in favor of DCP. And I gave the reasons. The reasons were simple. UDA was overdoing it. That government was overdoing it. Government all of a sudden descended on Olkalao with the development. You can imagine even boats. Things unthinkable. UDA was dishing goodies never seen before in the political life of this country. And I said, this is what is going to sink UDA. The saying goes, when the deal is too good, think twice. When the deal is too good, think twice. Last week, I appeared on a national television on a program It's actually a radio program, but broadcast also on TV. And when we were talking about, I was explaining this issue of overdoing it in Ol Kalou. It had just come out of Ol Kalou. One of the presenters, a lady, I can't remember her name, and I wouldn't even want to say it perhaps, she introduced the concept of love bombing. When I was explaining the excess in Ol Kalou, the excesses in terms of government goodies, she gave the analogy of love bombing, where I asked her, what does that mean, you young people? And she explained that love bombing is a situation where you are chasing a girl and you are pampering her. You are giving her things excessively. It raises her eyebrows. I mean, she would expect you give her 5,000, you give her 50. She would expect when she asks you for airtime, you'll send 2,000, you send 18,000. Love bombing. You give her excess of everything, perhaps even the excess of love. It got me thinking during our days when we were young. You know, when Gen Zs see themselves young, they don't know we were also young. We were also young. Before this terrible high voltage disease came, it used to be the normal things that men get when they sleep around badly, young people. Those of my age, you remember you just go to casino and get a very big needle. Pop! Then you could get well. Those days, it was very common for men to chase girls, women in bars. It was a very common phenomenon. After all, this high voltage hadn't come around. There's what was considered normal. And I'm using this with a lot of caution. And I don't even like it, but I have to say it. So let's say you went to a pub, you got drinking, then your eye fell on a girl working in the pub, which was common those days. And then you talked, you gave her a drink, then two, then one thing led to another. Then perhaps she became your company for that night. If within acceptable, normal and limits, those who are there will understand what I'm talking about. You are to give her like 200 shillings, 150, 200, 100, depending on the time. I'm stretching from the 1970s. I want to land up to 1985. The world was beginning. This high voltage disease, I think, came around 1984, 1985. And behavior patterns began to change. Not as much as I would have wanted it. We would have wanted it, but it changed. So we talk about the 1970s and late 70s and early 80s. If the normal thank you for the lady who has kept you company during the night, we'll say 200 shillings. And sometimes it will be in advance. You know, sometimes a bit of business. It's okay, well, yeah, I've agreed, but please give me what's mine. If she was expecting the normal, which is 200, 150, 250, if you gave her 2,000, 1,000, she will not go with you. She will not go with you. Hata ataambia wengine, huyu mtu ananipa 2,000. Watamwambia ana ugonjwa ataenda kukumaliza. Huyu mtu ana ugonjwa ama ana mambo. Kama ni Waluya wanasema, for example, kama mtu mke wake amefariki, itabidi ametafuta mtu wa nje kwanza kabla haja anza maisha mapya. Sasa huyo anakuja kujitengenezea, walio anaita kujitengenezea kwako. There is some ritual he wants to perform with you. She will not take that money. And that is exactly what happened in Ol Kalou. So when I looked at this memo of security guards being invited to State House, in a line of many others who have been coming to State House, and they all live with something in their pocket, then I said I will advise UDA. I will advise President William Samoei Ruto, because I'm a good person. I'm always philanthropic. Out of this good heart, I advise people, stop it. Stop it, because you are giving a woman or a man, whatever these days, surely even women buy men, perhaps, in the interest of gender. But during my day, it was women, being given something for services. 200 shillings, you are giving her 2,000. She will not go with you. She will fear you have a disease. Ama unaenda kufanya inaitwa sijui tabaka. I'm advising you, dear, and President William Ruto, stop those things. You are doing an all-out to yourselves. It becomes a joke. When you are looking for people to come to State House from a certain sector, I know the thinking. The thinking is you are going to have a reach across the country, because if you want the Quakers, they are from around the country. You want the teachers, they are from across the country. You want security guards, they are from across. So you are going to have a reach. That's the first thinking, which is right. The second thinking, again, which is right, is that even from the most hostile community, when you bring people to State House, 5,000, you want, at the very least, get 500, which is 10%. So that thinking, I understand it, of spreading across the country by bringing sectoral people, people from different sectors, and by calculating that even if they came from the most hostile community to you, when you give somebody 5,000, 10,000, you'll touch a few of them, and the multiplier effect will work when they go back home. I know that thinking, but look here. Because of the saturation, because you are overdoing it, it becomes the laughing stock. You become the laughing stock. It becomes a joke. Si tulipewa 5. Mbona nyinyi leo mmepewa 3,000? It becomes a joke, because if you are looking for those security guards, they will be found in Kibra, they will be found in Kawangware and elsewhere. So when you are beginning to look for those people, the word is going around within those areas, in the villages, that now teachers are going. Now so and so, this group is going. People begin to joke around it, so that the impact you expected doesn't come. Finally, you must also know, the percentage of the people you bring is very little. It's a very small percentage. And what is worse, they are the same people. Go to any village, go to any sector, go to any estate in Nairobi, is the low income. Wale wajuaji ni wale. Unaweza kuona mjuaji mmoja amekuja na Quakers. Huyo mjuaji huyo tu amekuja na security guards. I know in my home there is my sister-in-law. She is to be found in any delegation. Anavaa kofia aina na aina. Wakitaka IDPs niliona anaenda. Wakitaka nani anaenda. They are the same people, and they are having a field day. I'm being a very good person. I'm just advising you. It is counterproductive, because then people begin to laugh. They are the same jokers. When they think they are being identified, they now send somebody as brokers. Nimekuweka kwa hii list. Mukipewa 5,000, 2,000 ni zangu. They're the same players. So you are not gaining anything, because you are dealing with the same brokers. Ana jump hapa, wakitaka hawa ako ndani, wakitaka next group ako ndani. Akiona ameanza kujulikana, ana nominate mtu, anafanya deal na yeye. I have seen, and if you want to know, go to these houses ambako kunatoka hawa wanawake, for example, ama wanaume. Go to Nakuru, go to Mombasa, go to Kitale. Follow people who have been in these delegations. Wale wamekwenda kwa DCP, wale walienda wa Manyora, wale wamekuja State House, they are the same people. They are the same people. Ukiingia kwa nyumba yake utakuta kofia zote ziko ndani, T-shirt zote ziko ndani, ziko za Jubilee Matiang'i, ziko za DCP na makofia zao za green, ziko yellow. These are professionals, and I'm advising those who are arranging this State House visit, don't waste your time. It's counterproductive. You are doing an call-out yourself. Stop and thank me later.